What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Far Rock 22, aka Infamous Owen, infamous underscore Owen on IG. It's not going to be a long video today. In fact, the battery on my phone is going to die, but I do want to put something out there. Listen, us, especially us black men, people, period, we need to check our anger sometimes. Now, and I'm one of those people who also is still working on that, is working on that, have worked on that. But we need to catch ourselves and watch how we distribute our anger. You know, and a lot of times I'm gonna say it like it is. A lot of us, and I learned to get out of this type of way of thinking. A lot of us are emotional. You know what I mean? We act on emotions. A lot of people act on emotions. They don't think logically. And a lot of times just a couple of seconds could end up costing you your life or your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because we get angry and we react, differently. And I say just one thing we really got to learn in our community, man. We gotta stop reacting emotionally. A lot of times we get upset and we go over the top. We say things that don't need to be said. We do things that don't need to be done. And, we just go crazy sometimes and it's not necessary. And you got to be careful what you say when you're angry, man, because words are powerful. And I've been in situations where people have gotten angry. I've gotten angry, but I really, really be careful on what I say. And what I practice now, if I get angry, I just try to shut up and walk away, depending on the situation. Because there's some situations you can't walk away from. There's some situations you have to nip in the bud right there. But also, a lot of times, you don't have to feed into a lot of things. And sadly, we do because of our egos, our pride. But a lot of things that, I could tell you this, a lot of people who's probably sitting in jail for murder, attempt murder, assault, I'm quite sure after their first year or after they get sentenced, they'll tell you like, yo, man, I lost my cool. And they will regret their actions and the way they reacted to disrespect or a few words. And, that's one thing we really got to really, really start trying to practice, because a lot of people have gotten hurt behind words. A lot of people have gotten not just words, anger. Whether you hurt yourself or you hurt other people, we got to really watch how we get angry. We got to really check our emotions, check our tempers sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you, kind of happened to me this morning, you know what I'm saying? But I had to catch myself because this morning I was on the bus. I don't know what was the bus driver's deal, but he wasn't like opening the back door, and it was upsetting a lot of people. And it's like, yo, come on, open up the back door. So now it's my turn to get off, right? I'm already yelling for the girls, like, yo, back door, like back door. Because, sometimes they can't hear the woman that's saying back door, or the dude just ain't want to open up the door. He was just being a dick, excuse me. So when it came time for me to get off the bus, he rolled a little bit past the stop, even though the stop was requested prior. He rolled past the stop. And, it's like, yo, all right, back door, because what I need to walk all the way to the front for? Everybody's going to the front. There's people getting on the bus. But anyway, back door, back door. Yo, back door. And he goes, it's not a bus stop. So I'm like, yo, then why don't you go past the bus stop? You idiot. You know what I'm saying? But I had to catch myself, because it's like, yo, this could, it could be to a situation where I may end up assaulting this bus driver. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I don't want to do, but I'm not going to play around. You know what I'm saying? And then right there, I'm like, you know what? Before this even happened, let me just walk off the front and get out of here before I end up, losing my cool. But then again, he ended up saying some other crap. I had my headphones in, but I'm like, yo, I don't care what he said. Next time, stop at the damn bus stop. You know what I mean? I was just like, kept it moving. But, you know, it could have been far more worse. If it would have been probably anyone else, that bus driver would have probably got his head knocked off. You know what I'm saying? Just because of a couple of words. So a lot of times we really got to catch ourselves, man. A lot of times if you find yourself really getting upset, especially if you got love for somebody, because, you know, people who love you, you love. People who love you and the people you love, sometimes it could piss you off. Sometimes it could get you upset. And sometimes you can make them upset. You know, you don't know. It probably is not your intention to make them upset. It's probably not their intention to make you upset, but something happens. And sometimes words get said, actions get done. Some words are unforgivable. You know, that's why I say you really got to check yourself when you're angry. Because there's some things that people may do or people may say that really may be unforgivable. You know? And when people are angry, some people, they really tell you how they feel. They tell you what they think about you. And once that happens, especially if it's really negative, especially if it goes against the way they acted towards you prior, you know, they was cool with you, or, you know, and now they saying all kind of bad things about you, it's like confusing. And, you know, some things you just can't come back from. You know, some things will never go back to the way it was just because one lost their cool when they were angry. So that's why I say, you know, just gotta watch yourself, man. Just you know, especially in the hood, especially in our community, you know, a lot of us are ready to throw our lives away just because of emotions. A lot of people have thrown their life away because they're emotional. I mean, think about it, right? There's people in the hood that'll tell you without even telling you. I'll give you an example. You know, you say something like, yo, bro, you know, you gotta, maybe you need to get a little line up right now, man. Or it's not even your job to criticize someone's haircut. But let's say, yes, your boy, you're like, yo, bro, you need to go to the barber shop, man. Go get that lined up, man. You looking crazy out here. You know, you might be joking, but this is how you may talk to your friend or whatever. But it might be that time when it's not so funny. And there's always a time like that. But a lot of times they'll tell you, yo, I feel like you was trying to play me. I feel like you was being disrespectful. I feel, you hear how I keep saying, I feel. Now the question is, was I being disrespectful? That's how we got to start thinking. Fuck what you feel. Was I being disrespectful? You know what I'm saying? Was I trying to play you? Did I, you know, do this on purpose? Do you think I did this on purpose to upset you? You know, you got to start asking yourself that. Stop thinking with feelings. Because that's a lot of us in our hood, black man, telling you, a lot of people, a lot of the dudes in the hood, a lot of black men these days move off of emotion. And not even just black men, black people, period. We too emotional. This is why the news knows how to play on your feelings, get you upset, tell you who to like, tell you who not to like, tell you who to vote for, tell you who not to vote for, because they know how to play on your emotions. And we let them. They tell you who to go against, who to ride with, who's your enemy and who's not your enemy, all based on your feelings. And that's a problem. We have to get out our feelings sometime. This is why a lot of beefs are in the hood. You know, I'm just gonna say like gangs in general, West Coast, East Coast, Chicago, all of that. A lot of people are emotional. They're not killing off of logic. A lot of these things that's happening is not off of logic. It's based off of emotion, because if there was any logic to it, it'd have been, okay, why are we shooting at each other? Okay, why are we killing each other? Why are we harming each other? That's going to be the first question. Okay, when did this start? Okay, so some of us wasn't even born when this happened. Why are we continuing it? Okay, wasn't there death on both sides? Okay, so when is it going to be enough death for us to say enough's enough? See, these are the logical questions you got to ask. And I guarantee you will come to a solution. But when it comes to, yo, he jumped my cousin, yo, he killed my cousin, or he did that, and I get it. I get it. You want to get revenge. But when you're playing a game, these are the things that come with the game. So the thing is don't play the fucking game. Some wars end. Wars start and wars end. Why can't we be that in our community? Because we too emotional. Logically, it'll be like, this doesn't make sense. This is not getting us nowhere as a people. This is going to be bad for the future. Let's get out our emotions, stop these wars in our communities, and let's get together. And matter of fact, we don't even have to get together. We could just be cordial. Just knowing that I can exist in my neighborhood, you can exist in your neighborhood, and if I need to come to your neighborhood, I can exist over there, and you can exist over here. We don't have to be friends. But this is what I'm saying. We are too emotional. We're too emotional. And a lot of times, like I said, I worked on this a long time because I used to get upset for every little thing. I used to be very touchy because, the way I grew up, I grew up in a house where my brothers had jokes. Sometimes I used to get picked on, you know what I'm saying? As far as so I was all even. My father, he always had something smart to say. So I was always touchy. I was always on defense mode. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something I ain't like, I'm already on your heels. Like, yo, what? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, chill. So I had to learn, like, everything is not so serious. Everything doesn't need a reaction. Everybody doesn't need a reaction or that type of reaction. Some things you can walk away from. And if you can walk away from it, walk away from it. Because, of course, like I said in my previous videos, don't let these niggas in the hood tell you who you are and how to feel about certain things. If you decide to walk away and some bozo ass dude talk about, oh yeah, he a punk or whatever, let him talk. Let him talk. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you decide to walk away from a problem, that's not no punk move, bro. Sis, it's not no punk move. Sometimes it's okay to avoid conflict. And then sometimes you have to step all in it. There's some days I'm not telling you all the time that, but sometimes you have to avoid it. Most times you have to avoid it, but then sometimes you can't. And I understand that. I'm human. I know this. But if you can avoid it, if you could think logically and ask yourself what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Sit back and think. Trust me, a lot of problems wouldn't happen. A lot of things wouldn't happen. A lot of people wouldn't be sitting in jail or going to the grave. So, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, but the message is try not to be emotional. Try not to get so angry. Check your temperature. Check your anger. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because when you see other communities, they're not killing each other and doing all kinds of harm. Yeah, there's conflicts in other communities and conflicts in other nationalities and cultures, of course. But at the end of the day, they check themselves and they keep it pushing. They're not killing each other like we killing each other. They're not, hurting each other like we hurt each other. And I just want better for my people. And I just say a lot of times we are moving on emotion and we need to get out of that. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, but when you act on your emotions, that could be an issue. That could be a problem. So try to practice sitting back and thinking. Sit back and analyze the situation. Sit back and say, okay, if you have an argument with this person, just sit back and say, okay, what is this person really trying to say? Try to understand them. Try to put yourself in their shoes for a second. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to do that with you, but sometimes you might have to be the bigger person. And if it's still not making sense to you on why this person, because, some people are just bozos and they just don't like you. So they're going to find a reason to mess with you or to just go against you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look for reasons. So if you're dealing with that type of person, don't give them no fuel. Walk away. Cut them off. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Black folks, my people in general. It ain't just black people. I'm just talking to my people. But it ain't just us. Men, especially in the hood, we need to get out of our feelings. We need to start moving logically instead of moving emotionally. Don't shoot the nigga because you mad. You know what I'm saying? Shoot someone or hurt somebody because they try to hurt you physically. You know, over a couple of words. Seriously, come on, man. Sometimes it's not worth it unless that person threatens your life or threatens someone you love. I'm not going to play around with that. But just talking crap, come on, anybody could do that. People do it on Xbox Online and PlayStation. I'm not getting their IP address and trying to hunt them down. So some things is not that serious, and some things don't need a reaction. And once again, let's stop reacting emotionally. Let's move on logic. You know what I'm saying? Forget how you feel for a second. What is it that's happening right now? That's how we gotta start moving. So yo, get on here like 16 minutes. I'm gonna clip this video, and yo, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Peace out, y'all.